Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Shafter LWB in GTA Online. I've customized the V12 before, but I don't think I've ever customized the LWB, for YouTube at least. Sounds just as good as the V12, sounds the exact same. This thing is a long wheelbase version of the Shafter V12, that's what LWB stands for if you didn't know. Anyway, this thing is brand new, let's get into it. Armor, starting off all the way up. Brakes all the way up, of course. For the bumpers, we have front and rear options. For the front bumpers, we can go for the Euro bumper, carbon front splitter, or extreme aero front bumper. I think that I'm actually going to go for something that I usually wouldn't do, and I'm going to go for the carbon front splitter. For the rear bumpers, we have the stock or the carbon rear diffuser. We're going to go for the rear diffuser, why not? Engine all the way up, of course. Exhaust, dual exit, dual titanium, oval exhaust, or race exhaust. I kind of like the race exhaust, so I'm going to go for that. For the hood, we can go for stock, vented, carbon, and carbon vented. We're going to go for the vented hood. I think that makes it a little more aggressive. I kind of like the look. For the lights, we're going to go xenon, of course. For the plate, yellow on black. For the respray, I'm not sure what color I want to go for with this thing. Let's see what the crew color is looking like. Pretty good. I feel like it doesn't quite fit with it though. So I think honestly I might be going for just a black on this thing or something like that. So sort of a darker color. Maybe a dark steel. Let's go for a dark steel for the primary and the secondary. Oh yeah, that looks pretty mean. The trim color. This car is pretty cool. You can customize pretty much the whole interior of it, which I really like. We're going to put a red interior in this thing, I think, because I always like to do a red interior. In real life, whatever car I get next, I want it to have a red interior, or at least red highlights. I think it just makes your car look so much cooler. So let's go for Grace Red. It's a nice, like, sort of darker red. I feel like if you go super bright, then it can be pretty ugly, but darker red definitely looks pretty good. For the roof, we can go for a carbon roof or stock. I'm going to go for the carbon. I like carbon roofs. I think they look pretty good. These skirts, we can go for custom skirts or carbon skirts. We're going to go for carbon today. Why not? For the spoiler, we can go for a lip spoiler, carbon wing, or high-level spoiler. You guys know me. I'm going for the lip. For the suspension, we can go lowered, street, sport, or competition. You can lower this thing quite a bit. I'm actually going to only do lowered suspension on it. I don't really like this car when it's completely slammed, so we're going to go for that. Race transmission, of course, and turbo. For the wheels, I think I want to go for some street rims and maybe see what my new favorites are looking like. Yeah, I'm not a super huge fan of those on this car, honestly, so maybe something a little bit different. The Mercy Concave, that's what we're going for right there. I like that look. All right, bronze is looking kind of good, but I feel like it doesn't suit this car. I feel like this car I'm going to have to go black rims. For the tires, we're going to go bulletproof, of course, and for the windows, we're going to tint them all the way out. Let's take this thing down to the ground, do a review, and a little sound test. All right, starting off with the sound test, here we go. I just want to say right now, one of the best sounding cars in the entire game. So good, man, so good. Off the line, not too much wheel spin with the LWB. The Shafter V12 would have a little bit more wheel spin because it's lighter and it's not as long of a vehicle. So the LWB definitely has a bit of a traction boost there. I feel like the LWB is slightly slower than the V12, and I feel like its handling is not going to be quite as good, but it does have its own benefits, like more traction off the line, which is a nice one to have. This car does feel a little more, it definitely feels like you're a little more in control with this car. It feels like the back end doesn't want to slide out as much on you, which is sort of my only gripe with the Shafter V12 is just the handling on that car is not the greatest. The back end likes to slide out like a little too much for my liking. Obviously I still deal with it because I love the Shafter V12, but the LWB definitely has a bit of a better handling feel to it, I would say. But the V12 definitely is faster, and it honestly, I don't know, I could be completely wrong, but it almost feels like the V12 sounds a little bit louder. I'm not sure if that's true, that could just be me. I haven't driven the V12 in a little while, so it definitely could be just a mistake on my part, but I do feel like the LWB is a little bit quieter. As far as everything else though, acceleration seems pretty good. Not as good as the V12, I don't think, but it's still decent nonetheless. This is one of the fastest cars though, that's a sedan in the game. I think it is actually the fastest sedan in the game, the V12, not the LWB, but I can only imagine that the LWB would be very close behind the Shafter V12. So anyway guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, if not dislike, subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Go buy a Shafter LWB. Peace!